I think we all have a franchise that we are all fond of. For some, it's TMNT, Dragon Ball, or for me, for better or worse, it's Transformers. Now, I love this franchise with all my heart, from the animated stuff to the live action things. But with that being said, I do tend to lean more towards the animated stuff much more than I do the live action movies, but I still like the movies. And hence, I thought, what is my ranking for all the movies? So with that being said, let's rank them worst to best. Let's get it.
No! God, please, no!
Jesus Christ, this is easily the worst out of this whole franchise. Like, what the hell was Bay smoking when coming up with this? Between making this child actor one of the most annoying characters Bay ever put into this franchise, which I remember the marketing around her where they preach girl power, only to then have her do some of the stupidest things like trying to square off against Megatron. Like, bitch, he can blow you up if he wanted to. He's even being generous leaving you alive as long as he is. But then she isn't in a good majority of the movie, not giving the Autobots like any screen time aside from this British twat who is comedic relief, focusing the whole movie on Mark Wahlberg, British woman, Cogman, and Anthony Hopkins. Yes, this is what I paid for. I paid for humans to try and have as much sexual tension between them to the point you can cut it with a knife, while Cogman and Anthony Hopkins do whatever the hell this is. Having a whole new cast of Decepticons to be killed off within 5 minutes of being introduced and set up. Not having really any Autobots. Having Optimus be in it for 5 minutes. God, I hate this movie. And I'm serious on that. I have seen some truly awful movies, but this is one I would truly say I hate. Fuck this movie.
Flash 3. Texas statute?
Yay. Another terrible movie. You know, at least with this one, it's so bad it's actually funny to watch. Because watching Bay trying to attempt seriousness is honestly really funny to me. Because it gives off the vibe that they only did a first take and never tried to do another one. But then we got the redesign of the cast of Autobots where we have them taking on a more human-like design. And I really don't like it. Because characters don't look like a Transformer. And now, they look so human that they're honestly just so ugly to look at. But you know, Lockdown is at least cool. He was probably the only real highlight of this movie. This one, in my opinion, is also just the most soulless out of the Transformers movies. In my opinion, because while Last Night is my least favorite, you can at least say there was some passion behind it, unlike this.
Who's your little Autobot? Oh, you're cute. Name's Wheelie. Yeah, say my name.
I think this movie is peak for them being as horny as possible because,
Name's Wheelie.
yeah, this one is just another one I would consider as bad because this movie just feels so off because it's trying to do a million things all at once. Because at one point we're dealing with Sam trying to do college, then the Autobots figuring out the Decepticons' plans, then Optimus dies, oh no, and now we're in Egypt where we draw out everything for almost an hour. We even have John Turturro pointing out the thing I wanted this movie to do.
Beginning, middle, end. Facts, details, condense, plot, tell it.
Also, I'm gonna praise Dark of the Moon for its action sequences, but this movie genuinely made me hate explosions by the end of it. Because that's almost all this last hour is until Optimus is back to life and finally ends this horny dumpster fire.
Work friends? You've been inside me.
The latest of the films, and I think it's leagues better than the 3, but the issue I have with it is that it feels like there is so much missing. And go figure, I was right in that assessment because I watched Paper Plane's video over Rise of the Beast and he showed proof of what I was thinking. Which, by the way, please go check out his channel, it's really good, especially if you're a massive Transformers geek like me. But I think that another thing that has me keeping it this low is the fact that this movie just won't accept or state the fact that it's a reboot. Because in this one, we have Unicron, but the Bay movie showed that Unicron is Earth, which just makes me think that the producers or director should just admit that this is its own thing away from the Bay movies. But the positives is that the humans aren't utterly annoying. The movie has heart, the Autobots actually have personality, and the Maximals are cool in this. And Scourge is allowed to be evil for more than a couple seconds before getting brutally murdered.
I'm Wang. Deep Wang.
Well, this is what I consider to be one of the best action movies for the last third of the movie. Everything before it is honestly good, with just like a couple slow points that kind of makes me check my phone every once in a while. But for the most part, this is one of the Transformers movies that doesn't drag me out for a long while until something cool happens. Because the movie constantly entertains, whether it's stuff about Sentinel Prime, getting to see the Decepticons be honestly truly evil. Like, I know in the OG series they're way more of goofballs, but I'm more of a fan of Transformers Prime's interpretation, where the Decepticons are like actually evil. Then we get some of the best action sequences, with the highlight being Optimus's rip and tear sequence. The only downside is that they didn't go with the original ending for the movie, which would have been better than seeing Megatron get one-shotted after a 2-movie build-up.
I am coming.
This is definitely one of the best, with some really great antagonists, not annoying human characters. This having the most heartfelt stuff out of any of the movies, and John Cena. But I'd say the only downside I have with this movie is that it relies a little too much on the 80s pop culture references. Like, just a little bit. Like, cool, you can reference Breakfast Club, but I draw the line at the damn Rickroll. But other than little over-reliance on 80s nostalgia, it's a very strong movie.
What's cracking, little bitches?
This is probably what a lot of people expected to be number one, from the surreal moment of getting to see the Transformers for the first time. I also think that the humor, which is usually one of my least favorite parts of the Bay movies, was honestly pretty good and memorable, which that's not saying there aren't bits I don't enjoy, but I feel that the humor just gave the film more character. I also like how they made Megatron a goddamn menace. Like, he murked Jazz and was beating Optimus's ass so much to the point that it wouldn't be unbelievable to think that Prime was going to lose. But I think that's gonna be it from me. I hope you've enjoyed. Take care and peace.
Thank you.